Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fifth Gear Show. We are back after a 2-week hiatus. Everyone's been asking me, the thousands of people have been asking me, when is episode 6 coming? And it's right here today. We have the sophomore girls with us today. We're going to ask them some questions. They're going to ask me some questions. Hopefully they're not too hard, so I hope not. But the last couple weeks we've been super busy. That's why we haven't recorded a show. The last one we did, I think, was on Picture Day. So we've had a couple meets since then. We had William Jewell in town, which we did really well against all these girls. And Steph also, who's behind the camera, swam really well. And same thing at Lewis, and we won both meets on the girls' side. Just got edged out on the guys' side at Lewis. We had a different meet lineup with everybody on the guys' side, so it was kind of weird with the points and stuff. But overall, I think we swam really well, and we're excited to have Truman in here next week. And then we've got mid-season at Truman a couple weeks from now, so that'll be fun to put on our tech suits, be rested finally after probably since I've been here, this has had to be the hardest October that we've had. I know Steph's behind the camera. I feel like she'd probably agree. She's shaking her head yes. But we've got through it. We've got 2 more days, and then we're done with October. It ain't going to be fun days, but we've got 2 more days. But today I've got Maria, Brooklyn, and Lily here, the 3 sophomores. And these girls came in their freshman year in probably the worst situation you can come into with all the COVID stuff going on. And I think they handled it as good as you can. So they battled through it, and this year completely different. And I know the stress of last year can't be here anymore as far as what we had to do, all the restrictions and all that kind of stuff. So I know they're probably relieved of that. What was Lily, I'll start with you. What was your impression of last year to this year as far as everything going on?
I would say this is almost like a freshman year again, because half the things that we've been doing this season, with weights in the actual weight room, that was the first time I'd ever been in there, was the first day we had weights this year. And also having just practices right away. We had captain's practices starting the first week, so we didn't have that last year really, or it was different. We had to drive out 20 minutes away to an outdoor long course pool at 7 in the morning, so that wasn't my favorite. But it's I feel like this year's, we already feel a lot stronger. It's been a lot more fun for me. It's definitely been a lot harder. I think we got back in shape pretty quickly compared to last season because we had more consistent practices and we were able to, train at our higher level faster. So that's definitely the biggest difference, I feel like. It's just the different training style. But I really like it. I feel like I'm getting stronger. I'm definitely more tired, but that's kind of a given. So yeah. It's kind of crazy.
You have stuff on your phone where memories pop up, and it's it was mid-September when we actually started swimming with last year, which is crazy. And this year, by the mid-September, we had already had, 3 weeks of practice already. So huge difference this year from last year. Brooklyn?
Is this the same question?
Yeah, same question.
Okay. I feel like it's different this year, especially because there's a lot more people. So last year, I feel like with us, our group, there was a lot of us, and we added more people to the team already. And this year, it's a whole nother group. So when we show up at meets, when we get out of the bus, it's a parade of people coming out. Or when we did our dynamic stretching, when we did the first short or the long course meter meet, everybody outside doing the stretching, it was whoa, there's so many of us. And I thought that was really cool because it felt like a team. Training is different this year. I really like being in the weight room just because it's better than, I guess, doing hand weights upstairs. So I think that's making a difference, especially with all the kicking we're doing this year. I know sometimes we complain about kicking or, oh my goodness, our legs hurt, but I feel like it's really making a difference and improving our strength so we can finish those races. And I feel like that's a big difference from last year to this year is the intensity and the leg stuff we're doing.
Maria, go ahead, Maria.
Yeah, same like them. I think practice are so different, and I think they are harder this year.
Oh
yeah. and the weight room, it's completely different year for me.
Yeah, and I don't know if I think we've mentioned this before, but like these three girls they didn't get to go to the weight room last year, so this is the first, like Lily said, first time they've been in there, and it's definitely paying off. They're a little bit more tired, but it'll pay off in the end when they get to rest for the big meets. But I got questions for them. I guess we can start out with stories, I guess, with each one. Maria, this time last year, I'm going to ask her what her favorite food is that she likes in the States, because Maria's from Spain, if you didn't know. But she, at this time last year, she had ordered this chili dog like the size of my foot. I have a size 15 shoe, so it was supposed to be a foot long, but it might have been longer. But and she ate this thing in maybe like 3 minutes. But yeah, she was hungry. But what is your? I want to ask you what your favorite American food has been since you've been here. We had crepes this morning. That's the French thing. Like I know Steph. I think Steph makes them. Yeah. Were they better than Steph's?
I don't know. I never tried.
Oh, okay. I got to try Steph's too. But Maria, what has been your favorite food that you've eaten here?
I'm not a fan of American food, but I think like Chipotle. Yeah.
Oh, Chipotle. We talked about.
Yeah, I mean it's more Mexican. Right?
It's Tex-Mex. It's not really Mexican, but yeah, a lot of people like, especially swimmers. It's like you guys gravitate towards Chipotle, and what another one be like? I don't know, Taco Bell. Would that be no? Raising Cane's is big. Raising Cane's is big with the team. Brooklyn, we got to swim at her home. I guess it's your home pool, right, for a conference, and it's going to be there for the foreseeable future. So it was nice having her parents there, kind of being the team parents basically for the whole team, because no one else was allowed to come in there. They worked the meet. They were getting us food. They made a trip out to, I can't remember where it was, to get Chipotle, I think?
Yeah.
And there was a disaster with that. Like they didn't have anything ready, and they hung with us when we got stuck on the bus last year. So it's really nice having them there, especially not knowing the area, and Brooklyn knowing the area, and her parents being kind of tour guides for us. So and the coffee place, what is the coffee place called?
Steelyard Coffee.
Steelyard. So we were going, I would take the girls to their wake up swim in the morning, and then I'd go with them to get coffee. So I felt like one of the girls over the conference. Lily is from Minnesota, and they just went to the state fair a couple weeks ago. I think Lily's like me. She likes trying, or I guess she's a food enthusiast. Is that?
I do have a food Instagram. So.
She has the food Instagram. I forgot about that. So we talk about food a lot. And so Lily, there's like a St. Louis food that you like that opposed to like a Minnesota food?
I've tried like gooey butter cake, and I really like that. I had that for the first time a couple years ago when I visited my family here, and I also have enjoyed the toasted ravioli.
Oh, yeah.
I like that at Salt and Smoke. Very good, and the barbecue here is very good. I really like barbecue. So I went to the Q and the Lou festival in downtown St. Louis a couple of weeks ago with Zara on the team. And that was a lot of fun. So I don't know. I guess the barbecue's a lot better here.
Okay.
More south. I don't know.
And Brooklyn, you're a vegan, so I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying I can't, like, whenever she talks about food, I'm like, okay, it's probably good, but I'm just not going to eat it. As you can tell, I'm not a vegan. But so now I'm going to go around and they have questions for me, I hope. But we'll see what those are. Hopefully I can answer them. Lily, we'll start with you.
Okay, my question was, what are you looking forward to the most when we go to Key West for training trip?
So Tony and I are going to try to play golf. There's one golf course there. It's I think it's by the pool that we're swimming at. So we've been calling them to like hook us up with a discount or something, but they like don't want to return our call, so it might not happen. I'm going to bring my golf clubs anyway, but definitely the beach. I haven't been to the beach in a long time. The last time I was at a Florida beach, I think I was in high school. So been to California beaches and the Northwest beaches, but Northwest beaches are definitely not the same. But yeah, excited to get on the beach for sure. Brooklyn.
My question is, what is your biggest like pet peeve? It can be like a swimming thing or like a personal thing. Just what drives you crazy the most?
Oh my gosh, pet peeve. I would say I'll stick with the swimming world here. My biggest pet peeve is when, and I'm not going to call it any other coaches, but it's coaches that have like not megaphones, but like yeah, I guess it's like not an electronic one, but they put it up to their mouth and they're yelling. There's a couple coaches in the area with club teams, with the U.S. club teams that have those, and on breaststroke, and it's just like it's the same tone into this megaphone, and it's like go, 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 and it just drives me insane. That's probably the biggest one I have as far as the swimming world. Maria, what's your question?
My question is, what country do you want to visit next?
Well, if I come visit you in Mallorca, it would be that one, because I could stay for free. And I guess that goes for any of the international people. If I went over there, I'd hope I get to stay for free. But I don't know. I have a German background, so maybe Germany. It really doesn't matter. I'd like to go to anything. The way you guys describe some places and stuff, it sounds pretty awesome. So any of that place. I know Brooklyn's coming this summer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's gonna head up there, and
maybe Lily too.
oh, okay.
Maybe.
Well, that would be pretty awesome. But yeah, and Mallorca is basically you're on the water, right? And you're just beach life all the time. I mean, that sounds pretty nice. I'd like to do that. But
That's a perfect hat for it too.
yeah. Do they have golf out there? Is there golf courses out there?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, I might. That sounds like that might be a plan one day. I don't know. I feel like as long as flight prices aren't too bad, I might have to do that one day. But that would be pretty cool. But as far as the future coming up, like I said, we have our midseason meet at Truman. The girls mentioned the training trip. That's going to be at the beginning of January. We're headed to Key West this year. So that'll be fun. We were in, they weren't here yet, but a couple years ago, the last time we did one was in Arizona. But last year we had our home training trip, and we kind of like tried to simulate wearing like I guess the beach suits, the training suits here, but it just didn't feel the same. But we tried. It just didn't. It worked okay. But we're excited to get down there, and I believe next week we'll have the sophomore boys on the show. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't get too out of hand. I don't know. It might.
Might need to be some edits.
There might have to be some edits. But. Thank you all for being on today. We will be back next week with the sophomore boys, and keep it in fifth gear and keep on fast. Thank you.